Good morning, Isabella here. Welcome back to December Pilates. Today we have a soft and stable somatic Pilates class mixing in some Bartenia fundamentals. So it's all about pushing the floor and finding lines in the body and so on. So just keep up with me and we'll get through the second class of this 5-course series. So when you're ready, let's meet standing on the mat on all fours. Make sure to find a very stable position with your weight distributed evenly through your hands and your knees. And we'll begin just by breathing. So remember the exercise we did laying down in last week's class. We inhaled to balloon out our belly. Then we exhaled and drew the navel to the spine without moving the lower back. So the body is still, just the breath is moving. Inhale. Exhale. Navel to spine. 5 more. Inhale. Exhale. You have 3. No, 4. Inhale. Keep your neck and your spine long. 3. And relax your hips. Exhale. 2 more. Last one. Now tuck your toes under. And on your next exhale, you'll draw the knees off the floor and hold. So let's hold it here. Keep breathing. You have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back down. Release your toes and just push the floor through your hands, but also through your knees. So try to, as if you were really trying to push that mat away, pushing into the floor. So you can feel your core activating here. Think about almost like a cat that jumps up on the couch. They kind of walk through their hands, not their hands, their legs. So the sensation is the same. It's kind of pushing the floor to get into your body, to move, maybe do something different. Maybe find some spaces where you haven't been before, you haven't been consciously or spending a lot of time. So just keep at it, maybe 4 more seconds. 3, 2, then come to stillness. Now keep your spine nice and straight and neutral still, and you'll connect to the middle of the top of your spine, so the middle of the top of the head, and then your tailbone. And we're just pushing our weight over the fingertips. And then again, keep that spine nice and straight, just push back, sticking your tail out behind you. So it's as if you were moving on a track, just coming forward and push back. Try to keep your whole leg on the floor, so the front of your foot is not coming off the floor. Try to turn off your hip flexors. And again, keep your neck nice and long. Keep the connection from the palm of your hand to around your scapulas, so you can really feel your body, or rather your scapula, sort of glide up and down your back. And you should feel nice and sort of relaxed at the front of your body. All right, let's just stay here in neutral. Walk both your hands over to the right side of your body. And we're doing the same thing here. It's a little bit more awkward, but just try to find that direction in the body. So sitting back without curving the spine, pushing over the fingertips. And sit back. So you're going to feel as if you're almost swaying your back when you push back, because you're sort of sticking your sit bones out. Let's do 2 more, maybe a little faster. Last one. Try to relax your hip flexors. And walk your hands all the way to the left side. Push the floor in between. Think about that cat. And sit back. Don't curve your spine. Push the floor. And reach forward. Top of the head is reaching, and push back. You can play around. Maybe do it faster, do it slower. You don't have to follow my rhythm. Maybe you synchronize your breath. Take this time to explore. Use the floor and use the shape, use the movement to explore inside what's going on, what's happening, where am I? Notice what you notice. Come back to neutral and walk your hands back to center. On your inhale, left leg is going to push out, straight out behind you, along the floor. Then cross it over to the right side. Then look back at your foot. So you're kind of curving to the side here. And then you just come back to a neutral spine, leg is straight behind you. And come back to all fours, other side. Right leg pushes back. Inhale here. And then cross over to the left. Look back at your leg. Come back to center. And knee comes to the floor. Let's just alternate sides. So left leg, inhale out. Exhale, twist over. Or cross over rather. Inhale, come back. Exhale, place your knee down. Again, inhale, extend. Exhale, cross. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, knee down. 2 more times. Inhale, reach. Exhale, cross. Inhale, reach. Exhale, back. You have 1 more. Exhale, cross. Inhale, reach. Let's do 1 more on each side. Inhale, extend. Exhale, cross. Inhale, extend. Exhale, back. This is your last one. Inhale, extend. Exhale, cross. And extend. Back to center. Good. Just wiggle your hips a little bit from side to side. Very intuitive. No particular shape you need to worry about. Good job. Feel that connection again, scapulas. I like to think pinkies to bottom of the scapulas. That's helpful to me. All right, let's widen the stance in the hands a little bit. And we're going to do something a bit funky. So you'll just move your legs closer to your hands. And you're just going to try to step in between your hands without lifting the palms. So just making yourself super small here. Just walking your feet further forward until you can sit down. All right, good job. So make sure that you're sitting at the bottom of your mat and that you can fully extend your legs in front of you without bumping into something. From here, let's do one super slow roll down, all the way down to the floor. And then extend your arms and your legs to the width of the mat so you lay in a big X. Let's just flex and point the feet and find a little rock and roll through the spine, through the body. So, we'll stay here for a few breaths, maybe 5, maybe 6 or 7. We want to make sure that we're doing this motion long enough that we can actually relax. Begin letting go of the hip flexors, the abdomen, maybe tension in the neck. The more you can relax, the more that wave of movement is going to move up through your body. 2 more breaths. Last breath. And come to stillness and just enjoy whatever is happening inside. Sometimes it feels like a lot of energy is just shifting around. Just stay in it and notice what you notice. Then plant your feet below your sit bones. So your feet are off the mat, hands down along your side. And beginning with the right leg, you're going to just lift your toes off the floor and then push through your heel and extend the leg along the floor. Now you can give it a little extra push at the bottom. So sometimes the heel is going to sort of come off the floor when you do that. And now think heel to sit bone. Exhale to bring it back in. Heel to sit bone. Try to relax your hip flexor here. And you can relax your toes as well. So see if it's helpful to you to lift your toes off the floor first. Exhale, extend. Think that you're moving on a track. It's heel away from sit bone. You're pushing through. And then call it back in, heel to sit bone. Just pull it back with your breath. Maybe you're exhaling. All right. So I like to exhale when I push out. That helps me. And then when I pull it back in, I like to inhale because I visualize my breath kind of pulling that leg back. So I don't have to activate so much muscles. So see if that's helpful to you. Exhale out. And you can breathe in between. Just do it one more time. Exhale out. Can you feel it moving on a track, sort of? And then pull that knee, that heel back. All right, let's just relax the foot. And we're going to lift the whole leg off the floor, but keeping the shape of the leg so the knee is bent. I want you to visualize sort of a U shape. So the leg is going out and up, okay? So we were extending fully just now. We're not extending now, but we're sort of starting in the same direction. We're exhaling, we're pushing the floor, but then we're letting that leg come off, okay? And then planting it back down. So again, I want you to turn off the front here. You don't need this part now. You're just gonna push the floor, begin moving down, but then you release and you come up. You see that U shape? All right, push the floor, U and come up and plant the foot. Let's do 3 more. Push the floor and up. You have 2. So I like to keep my hand here just because my hip flexor wants to come along with everything I do. All right, push the floor and relax. Good job. Let's release that or push the leg out again. No, excuse me. All right, let's just lift that leg up again and you'll extend it just hovering off the floor. You don't need to straighten it out completely. I want you to just rock up and down here. So try to turn off your muscles. I know it sounds strange, but the more you push the floor with that opposite leg, the more you push the floor through your shoulders, the more you're going to feel like you can hold your body up without using a lot of muscle power. So you want to just mess around inside your hip joint. Just kind of play around. Try to rock your leg. I like to think of it as if you were making a snow angel. you would first kind of lay down in the snow, and then you would just kind of wiggle the snow around you to make some more room, and then increase the movement as the snow is moving away and you get more room to move. So that's kind of the feeling. All right, let's place the leg down, fully relax, sloppy leg, and then you're just gonna turn it in and out. Just wiggle it. Just relax the socket. Try to make some room in there. Good job. Then come to a straight leg. Now activate and call that heel back to your sit bone again. Good job. Relax your foot. Now, without shifting your weight from side to side, you're going to just let that same knee, so the right knee, just fall out to the side. When you feel like you're following it with your body, then you're going to stop and you're going to exhale and bring it back to center. So you're calling your knee back to center. Now you can place your hands down. You can have them in a chandelier or T position. That's up to you. So drop the knee out, or guide it out rather. And when you feel like you're losing control or you're tipping over, then exhale. So maybe you are super stable and flexible in your hips and your leg is coming all the way down to the floor. That's fine. You can do that if your body allows it. And exhale. I do want you to be mindful of these muscles that are on the inside and at the front of the hip here. Try to keep them relaxed. Let's do one more. Coming out. Now we're going to stay out here. Now connect to your heel and sit bone. And you're going to push out from this position to a fully straight leg. All right, so we're doing the same thing, just in a turnout position. Call the heel back to your sit bone. Heel to sit bone. Try to turn off this, so you have to push the floor with the opposite leg. Connect to your breath. Breath is drawing that leg back up. Okay, let's go. Exhale, push out. We're doing only 2 more of this. And bring it back. So I'm giving you some breathing cues, but you'll just keep breathing more in between each movement if your breath is kind of running out. So you're not holding your breath. So you might start a movement on the exhale, but then you'll just inhale, exhale as many times as you need to throughout the movement. All right, and call that knee back up. Beautiful. Whew, good job. Let's just extend both the legs and just wiggle them. So we're repeating that on the other side, maybe a little faster now since we know the exercise. And we're going to be mindful that our sides are different. So they will present some irregularities, inconsistencies, I should say. Plant your feet again. Working with the left side now. Lift your toes off the floor and push that heel away. Exhale. Turn off your hip flexor and call the heel back to your sit bone. Play around with your breath. Is it helpful for you to exhale or inhale as you start the movement? So push out, really push into the floor and out. Back of the leg is activated, heel to sit bone. Full extension at the end, and then call it back in through your breath. Pelvis is neutral, lower back is off the floor. All right, let's go. Relax your chest, relax your jaw. Call the leg back. Let's do one more. You can even try to find your sit bone if it helps you to visualize or just connect more. And now relax your toes. And we're doing the same thing, just that we're releasing the leg off the floor, staying with this bent position. So you're pushing the floor away, and then you're letting go, leg comes up, and plant your foot. So push into the floor and then let it go and plant your foot. It's a U shape. Into the floor to come up and down. So you're turning off the front here. Push into the floor and come up. 2 more. Push and down. Last one. We're staying up here and just extend the leg floppy like this time and just rock around, making space in the hip joint. And this is where you want to notice, is there some more tightness here? Maybe I'm more hyperextended. Maybe there are things that are different from the other side. Maybe I can play around. Leg comes out, maybe comes in, turning in and out. Whatever feels interesting today. Then place your leg down on the floor, fully relaxed, just completely sloppy, and just wiggle it. So turning in and out, in and out. Make sure that it's not supposed to hurt. So if anything is hurting, then move a bit more gently. Try to relax here. And then full extension, straighten the leg, knees pointing up, extending all you can through, and call that heel back to the sit bone. Relax your foot, knees coming out to the side. Again, just be mindful, maybe you can open more or less on this side. Just be sure to listen to what's going on. And exhale to bring it back. So pelvis is neutral, back is neutral. Just the hip that's opening up and closing. So don't just apply the program you ran on the right side, on this side. Really be present. See what's going on. Adjust and adapt to what your left leg needs. We open again. And from here, connect the heel to the sit bone and then push out from this position. And call that heel back in, keep that knee facing out. And again, extend and bend. Try to turn off all those muscles on the inside here. We don't need a lot of muscles to move, not to move in these ways. We have the mat that supports us, the floor is supporting us. We don't need a lot of power right now, so we can turn it off. And one more. Call it back. And then exhale, knee comes back to center. Good job. Let's just wiggle a little bit from side to side here. Beautiful job. Just a little massage the back of the hips, since we've been working a lot with those hips and the legs. Now you're going to plant your feet a bit closer to your sit bones now. You can maybe even come all the way onto the mat. We don't need to slide the legs anymore, just so you're more comfortable. All right, so planting the feet closer to the sit bones. Now you're going to lift the hips off just a few centimeters off the mat, and you're just going to keep them straight, so you're not going to curve through the spine. So just lift up and place them down. All right, so just turn off any programming that we have about how we're supposed to lift the hips or rolling through or whatever, and just think up and down. So just a little up and drop it back down. Okay. Now, I want you to really push the floor. So we're using those heels and the feet. So we're pushing the floor to lift up. We're turning off anything up here. So just feel this should be soft. Everything here is soft, 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 soft. It's just the pushing of the floor that's sustaining you. And now just sort of cut at the hips and come back down. So it's not far down, so you can just drop down, okay? Now push the floor and lift. Turn off everything here and then just drop back down. Okay, push the floor and drop back down. So really think about that hinging in the hip here. That socket is coming down to the floor. That's the direction. Push up and down. And push up and down. 2 more times. Push up and down. Last one, we're staying up here. And now we're just shifting the hips from side to side. So someone is just pushing your hip just shoop on a track to the side. Make sure again, everything here is turned off. You're just floating in the air. Push to the side. Turn off your muscles. Push to the side. Okay, so go inside. Pay attention to what's going on. When you feel those little muscles, they just start grabbing on, just try to release them. It's just the pushing into the floor that's sustaining you. The back of the body is on, front of the body is off. And shift. And shift. And shift. All right, let's try to shift the weight over to one side, then drop down, and then lift up or push the floor to come up, turn off, shift to the other side, drop down, push the floor, come up, and shift, turn off, drop down, just one more time, push and shift, drop down. Okay, push the floor, come up, shift to center now, and just drop down in the middle. Good job. Let's wiggle the hips again from side to side. Beautiful. We're almost done for today. Just find a 1 foot distance from your sit bones and your heels. And you're going to reach the arms up and back above your head and then swing them out and down along your side again. So you're making a big circle. So arms come up over the head and reach and swing them out. 3 more. Over the head and open down. 2. Last one. Let's just stay with the arms up here. Now you're going to reach through one arm. The shoulder blade is lifting off the floor. You're pushing the opposite scapula into the floor, so the opposite shoulder into the floor, and then relax in the middle, other side. Reach through your shoulder, lift it off the floor, and come down. So you see how one scapula is lifting up and one is pushing down. So you're doing 2 things at the same time. Try to keep your hips leveled and stable. Spine is neutral. You don't need to do anything with your spine. And push the floor. Reach and push. One arm is reaching, the other one is digging into the floor. 4 more. 4. 3. 2. Last one. Now place your hands down. Cross your left leg over your right. And now you're pulling towards the left side. Come back to center. Again, let's pull over to the left side. and come back to center. One more time. Pull over the left and come back to center. Release the legs. Glue the palms of your hands together, shoulders into the floor, and you're going to reach the arms towards the left side, so the opposite side of where your legs were going. Come back to center. Reach over to the left and come back to center. 2 more times. Reach over and center. Last one. Reach over and center. Relax your arms. Place your left leg over your right again and pull over to the right as far as you can. Come back 2 more times and pull over. Twist over. Last one. Untwist your legs. Twist the right over the left and let them drop towards the left side. And bring them back. Only one more. And over to the left. And come back to center. Untwist. Glue your hands together. Straight arms. Glue or push the shoulders into the back. Reach over the right side. Come back to center. So your arms are fully straight all the time. You're just gluing them together. And come back. 2 more. Reach over. And back. Reach over. And back. Relax your arms. And right leg over the left again. Drop them to the left. As far as they go. And back to center. And 2 more times. Drop them. And center. Last one. Drop your legs. And center. Untwist. Reach your arms above the head. Make a big circle, swing them down. Now lift your head, lift your chest, look up. And roll back down, arms come above the head. And let's do 5 more, nice and slow, big circles with the arms. Lifting the chest nice and high. And coming back down. And you have 4. And 3. Inhale down. 2 more. Exhale up. Inhale down. And exhale up. Stay up here. Grab a hold of your legs. If you can, pull yourself all the way up to seated. Good job. Let's meet at the center of the mat, crossing the legs, crossing at the ankles. And to close off this class together, let's reach up 3 times. Inhale, reach. Exhale, arms come down. 2, inhale, reach up. Exhale down. Last one, inhale, reach. And exhale, come back down. Thank you for moving with me today. In next week's class, we're working on long lines and connectivity. So I hope to see you back for the 3rd class of this 5-class series. And until next time, bless you. Ciao. You said there